Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my channel. This video is going to be very unusual because I want to discuss with you the new thought age and some of the things that I strongly disagree, and I want to call it out because it hurts me when I see all these fake gurus and all this manifestation trending on the social media where in fact it's a real BS. And so many people still fall for that. Before we dive in, I had this conversation with one of my friends very recently, and she used to be very successful entrepreneur. She had 2 beauty salons that she was hustling, and everything was cool until her ex-husband now gambled it all. But that's not the case because she lost everything that she had and she didn't know what to do. She was exploring different modalities and how to heal herself, how to help herself, and just again to be happy. So she dived into all this manifestation, law of attraction, energy work, the sound therapy, and that worked until it didn't. And recently she told me that, you know what, all this is big BS. You have to still face the reality and the world that you're living in, and this is 3D world, and I'm sorry, like, yeah, the money is still the king in this world, and we cannot live off the thin air or just basically pray and everything is just going to be given to your table. No, that's not how it works. Why I disagree with the manifestation. Everyone says, and it's trending on the social media, that you're a very powerful manifestation machine. Yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent, but now if you think about it, if they tell you mind over matter and manifest, okay, you can change your state temporarily, but then nothing is manifesting, and as a result you're getting frustrated and angry. Now what's happening over here, if your subconscious it's not aligned with this and believe that this is actually lie, your body and spirit is going to believe in the same, and you're going to be misaligned to receive anything tangible. Yes, for example, the small things, they can work. Here is an example. One of my friends always says that he wants to have a parking in the busiest spot in the city, and he always gets it. But why? Because he is so relaxed and he believes that this is going to happen, and it actually is. That's a true manifestation. But in not all cases you can have this. If I'll tell you tomorrow you're gonna be a millionaire, but you're having doubts in your head, do you think that's gonna happen? I don't think so. Be wise when you're investing in some coaches, because the quick fix or 21 days challenge is not gonna work, and you're just gonna burn out your budget. I see online so many people asking how to get your ex back, or I'll help you to manifest your ex back, or this text or something like this. It's a fucking biggest nonsense again, where people who actually tell you that, they're not even doing this. And there is so many coaches and therapists that they will just con you, and just be careful who you really choose and invest your money in. Do your research. Second part, affirmations. I don't agree with this because again, if you are not aligned with what you're saying, you're not going to believe in this. You have to be in this stage where you truly believe to your core that this is what's going to help you and this is what actually going to happen, and that's only is going to happen then. I see people, for example, saying like, oh, I'll help you to get this guy, and just like use your affirmation or just manifest, and guess what, it's all bullshit, because like how are you supposed to call in someone into your life if it's done and dusted? And people, they still fall for that. Hear me out. If you had a boyfriend and let's say the relationship was toxic, is it not better to actually have a look at your patterns, what was wrong in this relationship, and take a lesson from this? If this person is really for you, or perhaps it was just projection and it's just showing you things that you have to work on yourself. So why would you bring that person up? Start looking into yourself, what's inside you. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I was repeating same pattern over again with my relationships, and all of them, they were narcissistic and controlling and manipulative people. This is what I've attracted. As an empath, I didn't realize until probably recently, where I've learned and then start really doing my inner work. And that brought me up that, okay, now I know how to feel safe in a relationship, how I want the man to show up for me. What is very valid for me is the inner work and the shadow work. Why? Inner work is very similar to CBT that the therapists, they do, the cognitive behavioral therapy. But for me, that personally didn't work because it's very analytical and it just numbs you to emotion. And me as an empath, I have to get rid of my emotions. I have to show them. If I have to cry, I will cry, and I don't want anybody to tell me to stop, because I'm going to stash my emotion inside my body. So the inner work and the key components, you have self-awareness, emotional processing, belief and mindset work, self-compassion, reflection, journaling, action and integration. And this is something what we forget. Be aware of your thought pattern, noticing your thoughts, noticing your patterns. Once you aware of this, try to get rid of them, identify the limiting beliefs and shift them into something different, something positive. But again, I don't want you to force yourself, because something like positive toxicity, and I strongly believe that is actually a thing when people, they tell you, oh, have a good vibes only. Going back to belief and the mindset, once you call out your patterns and you can start changing them or start shifting them into better ones, more positive ones, this is when you're gonna start integrating them, and that's the only way you're gonna start noticing the changes within you. The shadow work, one of my favorite. If you don't know what shadow work is, drop me a comment. I will supply you with the freebies for shadow work. In a nutshell, shadow work, facing your biggest fears, your insecurities, your shame, your guilt, your anger, and getting rid of this from, again, your body, because that might manifest as a sickness. Once you recognize those patterns, you can change them and integrate them into completely different behavior. Now, my favorite part, the toxic positivity, which I've been bragging here and in some other videos. Raise your vibe and just stay in positive mind, and nothing bad is gonna happen. You're not allowed to cry, you're not allowed to grieve, just be happy. Oh my God, this is the biggest bullshit I've heard of them all. Why is that? I'll give you an example. Yesterday I was talking to my mum, and she was very upset because of her sister did something, whatever. And she was very unhappy and she was crying on the phone. I would never shut anyone if they're crying. I'll just tell them, please cry more and just release your emotions, whatever is basically in there, because where are you supposed to do it? You can do it in a pillow by yourself, but it's always better if someone else actually hears this, because they've been heard, they've been seen, and then being acknowledged. It gives them the safe space where somebody sees their pain and they can actually get rid of this. So she felt much better after the conversation we had. The last part is the most important part, because it's your integration and everything that you're working on, your inner work, or you're doing CBT or the shadow work or the meditation or whatever modalities you choose, whatever resonates with you. You have to integrate and actually show this in your behavior, in your day-to-day habits. So what you make of this is up to you. You just take out whatever resonates with you, call out whatever is not. Stop surviving and start thriving. Good luck.